Well, Volk, might be the last time we get you in here, mate. So first off, from me, a big thank you for being such a good sport over the last few years. It's been a lot of fun for me, and I hope you've enjoyed it well.
I have, and I appreciate you.
8 years since you last fought in Sydney. How does it feel to finally have this one locked away? And was there a real feeling that it might not happen at some point, that you wouldn't get this final opportunity, or maybe the opportunity to throw down in your default hometown?
Yeah, man, yeah, well, there was. Went through a few stages. As you can see, it's a week after another numbered event. So you knew that, things had to be done, right? And originally I thought I was going to fight in December. I did call for like Lerone Murphy and all that, and then like after his fight. So we're thinking it could be that, and then the next thing we knew, they were mentioning maybe Diego, and they mentioned maybe Sydney. And I'm like, oh, okay. And they told me February. I'm like, okay, I'll wait for that. I'll wait for Sydney, because I did want to fight sooner, but if it's going to be in Sydney, like, it's got to be happening. So I'm like, all right. And then I was getting told that maybe it wasn't going to happen. And I'm like, oh, I would have already fought if that was the case. And they're like, well, let me get one more crack, make it happen. They made it happen. So very, very happy that they got to do this, not only for me, but for the Aussie fans. For, you know what I mean, Australia, but Sydney, New South Wales. Like the Sydney's had a few events. Now they get to have me fighting and defending my belt here. I think it's going to be massive. And I'm sure I'm not the only one that's excited for this one. Well, I hope not.
What do you remember about that fight, that win over Shane Young all those years ago? And I guess it is a moment for reflection to look back and see how far you have come since then.
Yeah, exactly. It is. It's just, man, you barely remember those days. You're like, far out. That was early days in my career. How far I have come from then. It's pretty crazy. But I mean, it doesn't feel too crazy because I've at least been to these events that they had here in Sydney. So whenever there's a UFC event in Australia, I'm at least always there. So I'm always making sure I'm supporting the event and helping in whatever way I can, and enjoying the atmosphere. But this time I get to try and bring that atmosphere. Well, they got the atmosphere. I get to bring. What could I say? I want to bring out the atmosphere. I want to bring out the energy with a great performance, and then like even just the walkout and all that. We've seen how that was Perth last time I was able to fight here in Australia. You can only imagine how it's going to be here in Sydney. So yeah, I didn't get to have that last time I fought in Sydney because I wasn't as recognised as I am now. But yeah, we're in a great position now. The support's never been better, and now I get to give back to all the fans that have been supporting me from day one, and even everyone from back in Wollongong and everything. They're all going to be there, so to be able to put a show on for them is going to be incredible.
Conversely, is there added pressure that goes with that then?
There is pressure, but I don't feel the pressure. I want bring it on. That's what I've been saying the whole time. Like I want more of my fans. I want it to be more wild. I want the more pressure there is on me. Just means the bigger the event, bigger the bigger the moment. You know what I mean? So bring it on, whatever. Bring all the pressure on. You know what I mean? Because that's what I want. I want it to be a massive event. I want to break records again. I want people talking about it. You know what I mean? Like whatever it is, bring it on.
Probably not the opponent that a lot of Aussie fight fans might have been expecting so soon after fighting Diego last year. Just talk us through how you understand it. He became your opponent once again. Yeah,
it's an interesting. It depends how you look at it. You got probably a lot of the fight fans that know the game that would have been like, oh wait, it should have maybe been this, it should have maybe been that. But as most fans that are looking at this and that get to watch a fight. We know he's going to bring it, right? We know it's an exciting fight. A lot of people might have wanted to see me. Yeah, some people might have wanted me to see against maybe a Movza undefeated guy, and that maybe for legacy reasons and people that are in the know. But then you've got everyone that still just want to watch me fight. They're like, oh, this is going to be exciting. Last time was exciting. Now we get to have this in Sydney. So I think they're all in for a treat. But yeah, obviously legacy-wise, having a rematch against someone I just beat, is it going to be doing so much for my legacy? Probably not. But every fight, I don't think I really need to worry too much about that. I think every fight's going to be a big fight, and me just defending against these young, hungry guys. Him obviously coming off a big victory, and just knowing that we're going to put on a show that's at least I've got a good dance partner for Sydney. But that doesn't mean I can't still get these guys. And then we talk about legacy. Maybe that's exactly what's next. I'm planning on going out there and doing work and making it look impressive. You know, there's a chance I go out there and not get touched. Well, you know, not get touched, is that the right word? But I could make this look easy. You know, that's the type of performance I really want. And if that's the way it is, let's get back in there. Let's take out one of these guys. Let's see, you know, if they fight each other. I don't know what's going on with that. Let's see whoever it is out of them. Let's see after this performance. Let's see if they're even screaming my name. You know, maybe they're going to be thankful that it wasn't them jumping in Sydney. You know, they're going to see the Volk that turns up this time. They go, oh, maybe I'm glad I got more time to prepare and I didn't have to fight him in his hometown because he was on that day. Let's see if we can get some more training in, and let's see if hopefully Alex ages even more so we can have a chance. That's the type of performance I'm planning on putting on. So, and that's what I expect to say straight after that event. Be careful what you wish for. Now you're going to get it. Let's see who wants it. Let's see who's got it.
How much stock do you put in the first fight, Volk? Is it relevant? Is it irrelevant? How do you expect Diego to approach this? Because he came at you hard last time around. Probably learned a thing or two about maybe not what to do. How do you kind of reflect on that and use it for this one?
What would he have learned what not to do, though? Is he going to try and be more patient and try and out-strategize me and all that? I don't think so. I mean, that's not how he fights, and that's just going to work in my favour. I think he needs to be the same guy, maybe just do a couple of things better, be that little bit better at. If you're going to come forward, be a little bit better at cutting off and whatnot. I'm expecting him to at least make some adjustments like that, but it's going to be the same Diego. I don't think too much more is going to change. He's going to bring the fight, and that's why the fans know they're in for a treat. He's going to be that guy every single time. He's coming to take my head off. Bring it on. But just remember, when you do that, you're in position for me to take yours off too.
No matter the sport, when you get to your mid to late 30s, people talk about your age. It's just what happens. How do you keep the daily freshness, keep feeding the hunger to go again, and keep fighting at this point in your career?
It doesn't matter. Like, it's just, I don't need to try and find things to motivate. You just got to get in there and do it. It is going to get harder to get, do the repetition and do all that sort of stuff. So you need to take care of that. You need to be calculated with how you approach training and training camps at this age and how long you've been in the sport. But I don't, as you said, for the hunger and all that, it's like, I don't need to try and find hunger for it. I'm just gonna do it. And the fact that there's been plenty of times where maybe it felt like I was just going through the motions, but the motions I go through is that's the preparation that you need to have. You know what I mean? A lot of people are going to be like, I feel like you're going through the motions. It's not a good thing, but I know my going through the motion isn't like most people's going through the motions. My going through the motions is much harder working, much more detailed, much more calculated than most. But going through the motions isn't the way I look at it. I go in there and I try and at least always understand what I'm doing and why. I like to get into the details of what we're doing. Even if I've done it a million times, there's still a lot I can take out of it. There's still some things you can tweak. But mainly just keeping that body going is important, and making sure I'm keeping up with these young fellas in the gym at freestyle as well, you know what I mean? So as long as I'm going in there doing that sort of stuff, staying fresh and still keeping my mind sharp and physically sharp, that's all I need. You know what I mean? And now when I get in camp, that's when we fine-tune everything and do what we need to do. So I'm glad I had that big camp for our first fight with Diego, because I was able to keep training and keep staying sharp because I had that big break before it. So I needed that big camp. Well, this time I didn't need that big camp, even though I did have a big camp. I didn't need it so much because I trained the whole way through. So I stayed sharp enough, and we're in a good position. But right now is where I really, really pick it up and dial right in. You know what I mean? Like it needs to be done. You know, you need to be calculated, especially at this point in my career. You better be doing it right, because things can go bad if you're not doing it right at 37 years old. That's for sure. I'm happy to. Sorry, mate. I'm happy to talk about. A lot of people are like, oh, why does he keep bringing up 37-year-old? I love it. Again, I want that pressure. I want people thinking I'm old. I am old, but I'm still better than these guys, and I'll show you.
Last time we came down and saw you, we had a little bit of time with your old man before you arrived, and something he said to me stood out. He said, in talking about you, I didn't realise until I moved in here, but he's built different. My son is built different.
Okay.
How do you feel like you are built different?
Yeah, well, I think because you know, everyone's going to know in the gym that, you know, they can watch me train, they're going to know I'm built different just by looking at that. But then to be able to do what I do in the gym, but still try and be the guy I am around the house as well, as a father and that as well, and the media and all the other stuff that you need to do. Me, you know, having the content and all that, you know, it can be quite busy, you know what I mean? Like, and there's a lot of running around, and yeah, and I've even had that conversation with him. He's like, man, I didn't realise how crazy it is, like, you know what I mean? Like, they expect the training, you know, not only me coming home after training, the hours and just all the stuff that I'm doing in between, and then, you know, still being dad as well. It's like, how do you have that energy to do that? But yeah, so I mean, it's cool to see that. It's cool to, because again, I just do that. For me, I feel like it's expected for myself. That is my, what's the word I'm looking for? That is I expect that from myself. That is just
how you live your life.
How I live my life. But then to see other people there from the outside looking in, being like, far out. Like, how do you do that? You know what I mean? It's I feel like I know it means a lot. That you know, that makes me feel like, oh, maybe I'm doing like some things right. You know, obviously I am a world champion and stuff like that, but even for people seeing like what I'll do around the house and still with my kids and all that, it makes me feel better. Because, you know, again, you're never going to know if you're, you know, being a parent's tough. You're going to think you're doing things wrong. You think you're doing it right one day, next minute it's like, oh man, I've been doing it wrong. You know, but that stuff can get tough, especially when you're trying to do what you're doing in your career. But then you get feedback from even friends and you know, other people that you get holidays with, and they'll be like, far out, you know, like, you know, I've even got friends and that go on holidays with us and be like, mate, you're making us look bad, like, settle down, like, you know what I mean? Like, here you are training and yet you're helping so much here and there, and that's just how I am. I guess I need to, as they always say, keep busy. You don't need to keep busy. But when I hear that sort of stuff, it makes me feel good, you know what I mean? It makes me proud of the hard work that I'm putting in, and I think everyone does appreciate it, you know, so does my family, so it's good to see that I'm appreciated.
Obviously, you want to take care of business clearly here in Sydney on February 1. How then do you look at the rest of 2026? A lot of people, you know, already got you pegged for this is the, you know, the curtain call's coming. But in your mind, what's the kind of the dream result of 2026? What lies ahead? 2026,
yeah, well, like February, so it's got plenty of time to fight again. Yeah, a lot of people are bringing up this whole retirement fight. Don't know where that come from. But as you can see through our conversation, I've got other plans. A perfect 2026 for me is going out there. And I believe I'm going to do this. Isn't me just saying this. Like, I truly believe I can. I truly believe I'm still in a position where I can go out there and make this look easy. And I believe that. And I'm going to go out there and push for that. I think I can go out there, even finish the guy, make this look easy, and then have people blown away. Not only does that make your stock rise, you know what I mean? That means I put a performance on for the crowd, for a Sydney crowd, home crowd, and then it means I can go back, have a quick turnaround because I made it look easy. I mean, it points you in all directions to where I want to be for a successful 2026. And it isn't just me. You know, you put this in a goal list and a, you know, wish list type of thing. This isn't just that. It's just like, I really do expect this. And with the right headspace and the right, how I'm game planning this and how I'm approaching this, I believe that's going to happen. And I truly do believe that. So I think I'm going to go out there and put on a show. Definitely not take the damage I took in the last one. and then get back out there, and we'll see what happens after that. I'm not planning on retiring right now. We'll see what happens after this. I think I do my thing, and then I can maybe take out an undefeated prospect or something like that. Could that be a fight that you finish up on? Maybe, but not this one.
Does fighting on the front lawn of the White House appeal?
The timing works well. That could be a perfect 2026 as well. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just the fact that it is going to be such a historic event. Like, who's not going to watch that just like this? You know, even people that don't like fighting and, you know, don't like the politics side of things, don't like Trump, whatever it is, but they're still going, wait, is this really happening? We have to tune in. And the event that they're going to put on for that, you know, you'd be silly to not want to be on that card. So, I'll have my hand up for that one, especially with what I say I plan on doing. Go out there and then actually the timing works perfect. So you could definitely see that.
Yeah, I think Trump said that there could be as many as 7 or 8 title fights. Now, with everything with Donald Trump, maybe take it with a small grain of salt, but I mean, that'd be huge.
It would be. You know they want to stack it, and you know they are going to. They want it to be a historical event, not only because it's at the White House, but they need to have a good card. Otherwise, it's just, who cares? I mean, it's still a big deal, but I mean, you need everyone to, you know, you're going to need exciting fights and you're going to need some big fights. You want it to be the event that will be talked about forever. So there will be. Whether there will be that many title fights, I don't know. But if he wants a few title fights on there, the timing works perfect for me. So there you go.
Is there a fire that still burns at lightweight, Volk?
Does a fire still burn? See, I'm going to be completely honest and say not right now because I've got work to do at featherweight. So it's weird. It's because I am just focused on that. So that's a weird question. Fires, like, do I think that could happen? Yeah, but do I think that can happen now? Am I going to let there be a fire lit for that right now? No, I haven't deserved a shot. Another shot at a lightweight title. That's just not fair. And you got to, as I've always said, earn, not given. You need to earn that shot. And as I've said many times, as being a champion, it's a responsibility. And I've waited, you know, my division's waited long enough from now. I fought in April. I was planning on fighting earlier, but then they did this. So this is already longer than I usually am. So, and like I said, it's a responsibility. I don't plan on holding up the division anymore. So I can't let there be a fire lit in the lightweight division just yet.
Finally, why are you so confident you'll go 2-0 over Diego Lopes and kickstart your 2026 on the right note?
Obviously we've been in there, and so I know that I can beat the guy. But not just that, I just know that the guy I am. And I know that with how I'm approaching this, so I wish I could have approached this in other fights. Like, obviously I didn't need to. I've been very successful through my career, but yeah, how could I say? Like, I'm a very strategic fighter. There's times where it's like, I'll do this and oh, it's not really there. Okay, let's not waste energy here. Let's go here, let's go there. Very calculated that way. Where I feel like it's like, you don't need to be that calculated. You can bulldoze these guys. You know, I sometimes, you don't waste too much energy on this. It's like, you ain't getting tired. Why are you not just bulldozing these guys when you actually can? I feel like I could have done this to all of my opponents. Proper bulldozing, go straight through these guys. And that's what I plan on doing this time. It's like, no, I'm gonna go straight through this guy. You wanna come aggressive at me? Be ready for big shots coming your way. Be ready to be dumped on your head. You think you're gonna stop takedowns? Not if I wanna take you down. You think you're just gonna walk forward and I'm gonna run this time? Something big's coming at you. I'll be strategic, I'll make sure you don't hit me, but you come aggressive, something big's coming back at you. Something is coming back at you, and I can bulldoze anyone. So I'm going in there with the intention of finishing this fight early. Still the right way. I'm still going to be strategic. It doesn't mean I'm going to be silly. It just means that, yeah, if I do grab a hold of you, I'm taking you down, I'm strangling, or I'm punching your head through the canvas. And if I'm in a position I'm throwing bombs, them bombs I'm going to proper sit on them now. I'm going to make sure them 2 or 3 shots that I sit down on, I am properly sitting down on. I'm not just going to worry about, all right, now let's get here, let's get there. Now let's sit. You want to put yourself in that position? I'm going to make you pay. So I believe I could have always done that. But this time, I think I can really, really bulldoze these guys. So let's do it.